Hello everyone, Danielle here. Welcome to Community Distance Reiki. So glad to have you here with me today. If you are new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. And if you're watching this on the replay, know that you are guaranteed just as fun and healing a time as if you were here live. If you would like to join us live, go ahead and check the description box below. I'm here 5 times a week, same days, same times, and I occasionally pop on for some added streams depending on the astrology and world events. If you'd like to know about those, go ahead and click the subscribe button and the notification bell, and you'll be the first to know. If you are here with me live and you are new, go ahead and hit that live chat button. Feel free to ask and request for any kind of healing, whether it's specific or general. The first half an hour of our time together, we will build a beautiful crystal grid to the request of everyone that is here. After that, we will transition into a brief explanation of what Reiki is and a little of what you can expect. And from there, I will turn down the lights, turn up the music, and send you healing wherever you happen to be and whenever you happen to be. So welcome in. I see lots of requests already. Yay, we've got Korakar, Grace, we've got Jennifer, welcome back. Nadia, welcome. I don't know that I've seen you before. Welcome in. Everybody feel free to go ahead and make any requests, and we will dive right in to the grid. Also, if you'd like to know more about me, my online Reiki classes, social media, Discord, or Crystal Shop, all of that's in the description as well. So yeah, seeing some beautiful requests already. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to switch screens so I can see everything. Intention for studying, getting smarter, academic success, and happiness. Ooh, definitely good ones for studying. Let's go, because Labradorite and Tigerite are both excellent for helping with study and retaining information. Let's go ahead and switch over to our grid space. Just bear with me one moment while I switch over the stream. Here we go. We've got a beautiful piece of copper joining us. This helps to get the energy to move and helps break up blockages. Welcome in, Susan. You would be happy to know that Korakar already requested help for Greg to find his literary agent. There's a bunch of people here pulling for both you and Greg. So happy to see you this evening. Vincent, welcome back as well. Okay, so I'm going to bring in some of that Tigerite, which is so great to help us balance mind and take a big, pardon the pun, it's, Tigerite. There's also several sort of versions of it, like the blue Tigerite is actually called Hawkeye. And bird energy is definitely aligned with Tigerite. This is a whole field of stones that essentially gives us a bird's eye view of what is going on, allowing us to see the nuance, the inner workings. Whether you're researching or studying, this is a stone that can help you see how things come together and how things play off one another, making it easier to remember, easier to see patterns. It's a wonderful stone for study and information recall. And I've got this beautiful strand here of Tigerite, which I will go ahead and put around the grid. Tigerite is also very protective. Protective, balancing, grounding, allows our intellect to work well. Absolutely love it. So that's definitely there for studying. And I see we also have a request for Labradorite, which is also in alignment with Grace's request. So let's see. Labradorite, beautiful, like how it reflects all these different shades of greens and blues and golds. Yeah, this is fantastic for not only intuitive awareness and intuitive balance. This is one that helps us to see beyond just the words and see beyond just the pictures. It allows us to kind of glimpse beyond, just as the reflection would allow us to kind of see beyond just the okay, it's a stone, but when you tilt it, you can see it from a whole new vantage point, and there's so much more to it. This is very emblematic of the way that it helps us to see beyond the surface of things. It's also great for if you're struggling with balancing your new intuitive abilities or even long-standing intuitive abilities, especially if those abilities are getting in the way of restful sleep. It's a great stone to work with. Yes, Susan, you definitely have to tell us when Greg gets his literary agent. Okay, let me see what I have missed so far. Okay. Intentions for someone who messaged me, absolutely. Psychic boundaries, empathic boundaries, addiction and recovery, and protection. Absolutely. So protection, definitely Tiger Eye is here. We'll have some other ones too. Empathic boundaries. There's so many good ones. Let's go ahead with, oh, and there was a request for money coming in. Let's go ahead with Red Tiger Eye. Red Tiger Eye is highly protective, highly, highly protective, even including the intentional type energy work that would be of a not Reiki kind, something that would be of a negative variety, like directed at someone. This is something that can help to repel and keep away any kind of negative energy coming towards you. This is also one that helps to support us in feeling protected because it really does protect us. And like I said, it does also invite in abundance in terms of finances, especially if your need to call it in is a fast need. If you need quick support and finances, this is a great stone to go to. So this can be incredibly helpful for that. It's great for psychic boundaries and empathic boundaries. This way you're not accidentally connecting to something that you don't want to connect to. A wonderful stone. And just like Tiger Eye, it has that, because it's from the same family of stones. It's basically Tiger Eye when it's formed in the Earth's crust near iron and it turns red. This gives us a bigger, broader view of what's going on and all the different factors at play. Actually, let's do 4. We'll put that here so it's kind of close to the Tiger Eye. Wonderful. I also see addiction and recovery. Absolutely. We used amethyst for that last time, which is an excellent stone for addiction and recovery, also for codependency and things like that, and just embracing your spiritual side, feeling more connected to spirituality without necessarily having to have the structure of religion. This time I wanted to work with Unikite. This is thought to be one of the really powerful stones of working with addictions, including quitting smoking. It is aligned with relationships. It's also aligned with feminine women, divine feminine as well, and metabolism, which I know has been something that's been coming up as repeated requests that some of you are working on weight loss. This can help regulate and balance good metabolism. It's also thought to be really good for the physical heart. So let me grab some Unikite. Unikite is this beautiful green and pink. Sometimes it can be more pink, sometimes it can be more green. And I have the suspicion that maybe we should work with a different piece of Unikite. Here is a sphere. Now, different shapes of stones can mean different things and work different ways, but they don't always. This can be a little hard to see. Let's try this. Yeah, this spheres are thought to send the energy out equally in all directions. It's great if you don't want it to so much focus in a particular direction or find specific places, but just like fill the environment with the general vibe of that particular stone. And because this stone has been in so many ways, complementing so many of your repeat requests lately. I feel like having it as a sphere in the middle here could be really helpful. So let's go ahead, put that right there. Awesome. So that's Unikite. Yeah, Unikite can be mostly pink, mostly green, and it can kind of look a little different. If it's much darker, oftentimes that's Epidote, which has some other incredible healing gifts. Fantastic. So let me see what else we have here. Okay, good. I think we're good there. Literary agent for Greg. We had mentioned that before. We did Herkimer before. Maybe we'll use that again, but maybe. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead with that. I feel like Herkimer is still coming out as the winner here. Also going to bring out some Lapis though. So Herkimer, as we mentioned earlier today at the 4 o'clock stream, Herkimer helps us with manifesting what's in alignment with our greatest spiritual good. So if we are asking the universe to provide something, this will help make sure it's that right something. So let's go ahead and place this here. Actually, let's go ahead and go. So there is Herkimer. It's also great for balancing metabolism, which, you know, another one that's in alignment with a lot of the requests that's been coming in. This one, Lapis also, as much as it helps everything else we know it to be great for, Lapis also helps with career advancement. It also is seen as almost like a truth serum, like a cultivating honesty in relationships and honesty in communications. This is one that I would often use for folks who are looking to further their career along or partnering with people in a way that's based on honesty. If you're looking to get the honest truth about working with someone or taking a new job or something, Lapis could be really helpful. So let's go ahead and put that with the Herkimer. Cool. Awesome. So there's some Lapis. Yes, Lapis is excellent for wisdom and fair judgment. You're absolutely right. It's a stone of intense wisdom. It's often aligned with the concept of emperors. Like these are the qualities you would want in an emperor. So it was often in ancient times used along with anything that was considered royal, emperor, and even in churches and things like that. Hey Karen, good to see you. Let's see. Okay, so that's there. Crown of Success, Road Opening, and Money Flow. I think we touched on that between the Herkimer, the Herkimer, the Red Tiger Eye. I think we're good. And Yeah, everybody's pulling for you, Greg. Oh, someone's looking at Greg's book now. Oh, that's amazing. That's really good to see. We had request for manifestation of new moon energy on ritual work. Gotcha. I think moonstone. Moonstone is perfect for that. Absolutely. So if you're doing any kind of lunar work, moonstone is absolutely divine for that. Just as it would suggest, just as you would think given the name. Deeply connected with the divine feminine concepts that are often aligned with the moon. This can help us to more deeply connect with the rhythms of nature, just as the moon controls the tides. So this is also a very magical stone. It's often thought to be aligned with divination, getting insight and intuition, and doing any kind of magical work, as well as helping to embrace and connect with one's own feminine side. Also, I often use it quite a bit when I do any kind of magic or requesting. There's a wisdom about this one too. It's very different than Lapis's, which feels more masculine to me. This feels more feminine and reminds me more of the High Priestess in the Tarot deck, if you're inclined to work with Tarot. So let's go ahead and bring some of this in here. We'll put that right next to the red tiger eye. Happy to support that. I also see Herkimer diamonds and Labradorite requested, as well as rose quartz. I love that idea. Rose quartz is an intense stone of the heart, unconditional love and support, expanding the amount of energy that our heart can hold and the quality of the energy our heart can hold. It invites intense amounts of positivity, uplift, and feeling just almost cradled and caressed by the universe. It's a very, very powerful stone. If someone is unfamiliar with the concept of unconditional love, or if you've not experienced that, this is a stone you can work with to help bring that about. So, rose quartz indeed. Thank you for that. And let's see. Self-love, clarity, and new beginnings. I love it. Perfect timing. And fluorite, please. Absolutely. Yeah, new moon in Leo was yesterday. We're heading into the Lionsgate portal, which is a great time that's thought to be very potent for manifestations as we head into the 8th of this month, as well as just in general, a great time to request some support in making new things happen. Let's go ahead. We'll bring in the fluorite first by request. It helps with calming and it helps with the teeth as well. It's a deeply calming stone. I love to work with this when there's sort of an unsettled or an anxiety type vibe in the air. And then we will get to the next piece, new beginnings. Let's see, what do we feel like using for new beginnings today? I feel like Chrysocola. This is really great for seeing new ways of doing things, from creative expression to just even your everyday mundane and finding new approaches. It helps us to make decisions, and it also helps us to move in alignment with our greater purpose. So it's very encouraging as you move along on your spiritual purpose too. So Chrysocola, very spiritual stone. It helps you to move in a direction that is really in your best interest in every spiritual capacity. Great for making decisions along the way. It's really also a very deeply encouraging. It's like having a crystal cheerleader behind you. It helps to uplift you and support you as you move through going down a new path or continuing down a path that you've recently started that is in better alignment for you. So we'll go ahead and we'll bring in some chrysocolla. Let's see what else we have. Self-love, clarity. I like that. Clarity. I'm going to go ahead and bring in citrine because so many of you are working on new moon manifestations, and this is one that can help with any kind of manifestation, particularly if it's about resources, finances. But one of the underutilized things that citrine can help us with is that clarity. It's that balance of what is intellect and what is intuition, allowing us to be able to start to discern the difference between each, which ultimately helps strengthen and focus that connection to the divine. I love working with citrine in that way. So let's go ahead and put that next to the lapis. And self-love, definitely rose quartz is very helpful. And so is Unikite. Unikite can be very helpful for that, but I'm also trying to think if there's something else that wants to jump out there to support that. I'm going to go with yellow calcite. That's what comes in intuitively. Yellow calcite helps us take pride in who we are and find the joy in that, finding joy in ourselves and joy in life, connecting with our sense of self in a very deeply positive way. It's deeply like not only encouraging in that sort of chrysoprase like heart-centered way, but encouraging in that, come on, you can do it, you're great, you know, one of those kind of like pep talk kind of ways. So yellow calcite I'm going to bring in for your intention of self-love for sure, because we've got some good self-love stones in Unikite and in rose quartz, but I feel like this can really help with self-esteem and joy and finding joy when connecting with the sense of self. So here is yellow calcite. Very solar plexus kind of stone, especially for people who tend towards having an understated solar plexus. Solar plexus is your sense of self, your personal identity and your will. And if you tend towards an underactive solar plexus, you tend to like maybe not think so much of yourself, maybe bite your tongue, maybe people kind of step on you, versus the opposite. Overstated would be overbearing, telling other people what to do, lack of consideration for what they've requested, steamrolling in a sense. So this is very much for anyone who's struggling with pride in themselves and bringing that forward. And this helps us to find the joy in our sense of self. So let's do that. And I hope you are doing well. Let's see. Oh, hey, Heart, welcome in. Oh, I'm glad you like the moonstone, Jennifer. Okay. Releasing karmic ties and cycles. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, the Lion's Gate is very, very, very potent. I can actually do a mini astro update for you all, maybe as a short tomorrow, just talking a little bit about the Mars and Uranus stations right now with the North Node. Not for any one person, but it's like a global impact. There's been a lot of murmurings about it, and I'll just kind of touch on it and give you my take. But yeah, there's a lot of potent energy right now. So for letting go of old karmic ties, I like that. Let's see. Definitely red tiger eye can be very helpful with that. Let me also see. I would say possibly so a couple of stones come to mind for that. A couple of stones come up. So one is Snowflake Obsidian can be really helpful. This is actually a Snowflake Obsidian that I've had since I was a kid. I was a little kid. Snowflake Obsidian is really, it's almost like a deep roto-rooter. It's like looking into our shadow self to find the light, the wisdom, the finding our way back on path. But it can also help with those old connections and seeing them as like, I don't feel like this is me anymore. As well as Kambaba Stone. Kambaba Stone, often called Kambaba Jasper, even though it's not a jasper, this has serious ancient wisdom. This is actually fossilized algae, fossilized blue-green algae. But this can not only help us to work with our ancestor guides, this is also one of very old wisdom. So it's thought to embody that, and because it's filled with these circles that you can see, like that, those round sort of elements in there, the cyclical nature of life and death and rebirth and things like that. So I feel like both of them could be helpful. Yeah, I don't have a lot of Kambaba here. I have it in stock. Let me go ahead and put these two at balance with each other. So happy to use this stone that I've had for so many years. I mean, I was probably like 5, 6, 7, 8 when I got that stone. You have that fossil too as a pendant. It's a beautiful fossil for a pendant and a beautiful fossil to work with. It's also excellent for gardeners if you're looking to increase your yields of what you're growing in your garden, or even just improving the health and vitality of your houseplants. I have huge pieces of Kambaba all around my houseplants. So wonderful for that. Tektite came up for you. Maybe next time. I don't know that I don't think I have any tektite anymore. But that would work. That would work. Cool. Awesome. I think we're ready to transition into the next part of our fun. I'm just going ahead to peek through here. See that I didn't miss anything. Thank you all so much for being here and being supportive of each other and cheering each other on. If I missed, can that be used for farming? Absolutely. Kambaba stone can absolutely be used for farming. I would put it anywhere that you're working on, like whether you're planting your garden, whether you put it near your equipment, or the concept is to help increase the yields. So it can be on your altar, it can be near your garden. If it's a bigger farming kind of place, I would say put it somewhere prominent there, some place of importance. So yeah, Kambaba stone is beautiful. I have it on the website. Also, I have Snowflake Obsidian on the website. The ones that I have in stock are much bigger than the ones on this grid, and if I use the pieces that I have, we would outgrow the grid really fast. Absolutely, I can use flower agate again. Oh, I did add fluorite. I did add fluorite grates. There's some here and here, here and here, and absolutely I can use flower agate. And so flower agate is, if we look in here, you see these sort of circles bubbling up. You can see it even more on this side view. These beautiful pink and white pops of color, it brings to mind the bloom of a Japanese cherry blossom. So that's why it's called flower blossom agate or cherry blossom agate. Yeah, it's so pretty. There's also what are called vug in this piece. Vug, V-U-G, is the term for this sort of gap or hole there. This happens when a stone is forming and there's something biological or something in its way as it's forming that eventually rots away, but the stone is left intact. And within that sort of crevice, you actually see new crystals forming. So that's pretty emblematic of the blossoming forth anew and afresh. Yeah. Yep, cherry blossom agate, flower agate, the terms are interchangeable. It's the same stone. It just goes by two different names. And okay, so I'm gonna do the thing where I pick a couple of stones by request, and you all vote on which ones you would want in the grid, and then we will move on into explaining what Reiki is and getting some healing. So chat amongst yourselves, and I'm going to pick a couple of stones that can really help kind of support this grid to bloom. Okay, so I have some suggestions. Oh, you're looking forward to your Reiki nap? Yeah, right? So first of all, I wanted to say I have a raw piece of Kemba Stone that I wanted to show you as well. So this is what it looks like when it is tumbled. And when it is raw, it looks like this. Sometimes you can make out those circles, sometimes it's a little more challenging. And I have some big pieces, like I said, in with my houseplants. So just thought that would be cool to look at. Okay, so for my suggestions, I have two. One is, and they're very opposite. One is everyone's been asking for things like protection, and I'm also seeing like there's not a ton of grounding stones in here. Although the tiger eye helps and the red tiger eye helps. I feel like there could be a little bit more grounding, but also the understanding of protection. This is hematite, which is deeply grounding. It helps the body to release what's no longer serving. It's thought to be aligned with the blood. It used to, way back in ancient times, be considered a stone that could help purify the blood. But this particular shape is known as the Hamsa, or Hand of Miriam. And it is one of the symbols, originating from the Arabic world. We see it in Judaism. We see it throughout, it's very popular in Turkey. We see it even in Islam and things. This sign is deeply protected. It's thought to ward off the evil eye. So that's a Hamsa. The other, and that's hematite Hamsa. The other is very upper chakras, and that is white coral. White coral helps us to get connected to our spiritual soul's purpose, our best path ahead, and start to move along that without interruption or distraction, just continuing to make progress along our soul's purpose and our highest path. If you want to be connected to divinity and spirit as you move forward in life, this can be a great stone. So it seems fitting with some of your requests. So if anyone has a particular, if you like one or the other, or both, feel free to vote. If you are voting, go ahead and don't forget to like the stream if you can, because that really helps the algorithm and I deeply appreciate it. The most important thing is just being here, so thank you. Sam, good to see you. Ah, gotcha. Reiki healing for yourself, your mom, dog, gotcha. Vincent says both. Yeah, it's very yin-yang, both of these. Okay, cool. However it needs to flow, you got it. And we've got you covered. Lots of things in here are good. I'm going to quickly explain what Reiki is while all of you vote. So those of you who are new to the concept, come on with me and I'll explain. So as I mentioned at the top of the hour, welcome in. I'm DanielleStimpson of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. I've been teaching Reiki for about 14 years now. If you want to learn more about my practice, my online Reiki classes, social media, Discord, or Crystal Shop, go ahead and click the description. All of that info is in there. But the most important thing, what is Reiki? So everyone that practices Reiki might describe it a little differently, and that's actually encouraged. Essentially, the practice that I use, Usui Reiki, comes from Japan. The core concept at the root of this practice is how the Japanese look at energy and life and the nature of the soul. Based on the indigenous practice of Shintoism, everything has a soul. Everything is made of energy, everything, including the very real items around me that are allegedly inanimate, everything has a soul. And throughout these many souls, we overlap and we are all interconnected to a point. Yes, we are our own individuals and there's an interconnection. One of the things that takes place within that interconnection is a movement of many types of energies, one of them being spiritually guided life force energy, or Reiki. This energy is already flowing through you and me and everyone else. while our energy fields are uniquely our own, there's definitely different things moving within it. Sort of like how we are physically our own individual people, yet we're all breathing oxygen. It's flowing through our body. We're inhaling it. We're exhaling carbon dioxide. We're working with air and oxygen together. Just like that analogy would kind of suggest, we're all working with this sort of unseen force all around us that supports life. Reiki is the energetic equivalent of that in a sense. When we connect with Reiki energy intentionally, we can essentially direct more of it to someone to help support their greater good, including to treat ourselves. So essentially what I'll be doing is connecting with that energy, directing more of it to you, and allowing your body, mind, and spirit to put it to the best use. Just like we don't have to consciously focus on how the oxygen does all of the things that it does within our body, we don't have to focus on how the Reiki shows up. We can simply take a moment and allow it to move. You can set any intentions at any time. So if you're at home or if you think of something halfway through your session, go ahead and just think about what you want the Reiki to support and then let it go to the universe, and the universe will hear you. During your session, you don't have to focus on anything. You don't have to keep your mind silent. You can simply just take a deep breath and be. If you feel like your mind is racing, or if you're not quite sure if it's intuition or internal thoughts or your racing mind, deep breath is perfect. These things may, as the Reiki energy flows through you, you may notice shifts physically, in terms of your emotions and your feelings, mentally in terms of your thoughts and beliefs, and spiritually in terms of your connection to the divine and even intuitive insight. Any of these combinations can be seen and felt. So I encourage you to simply experience this session as it shows up to you today. Because this energy is flowing through me, through you, and through everyone, it does not matter where you are in relation to me in terms of space or in terms of time. So it doesn't matter if you're into the future, you'll be able to enjoy this energy. So hello from the past, lots of healing going to be sent to you. During your session, you can just relax, close your eyes and be, lay down, sit up. If you feel like you're going to snore and fall asleep, great. If you feel like your mind is racing, take that breath. If you think it might be some insight, go ahead and listen. And if you feel like you need to move around or adjust or grab that pillow, go ahead and do it. This is your time for you. Whether you're journaling or just allowing the Reiki to do what it needs to do, you're going to have a great time. As I transition into this session, I am going to turn the lights down and the music up. Just know that the lights at no point will start flashing or strobing, though they will slowly work their way through many different colors. At the end of our 25-minute session, you'll hear my voice come back in, and I'll invite you to take a deep breath, start to come back to your body, start to move and bend, and then I'll reopen the chat to answer any of your questions and hear any experiences you'd like to share. If you think of a question later, or if you're watching this in the future, go ahead and feel free to leave a comment or reach out to me through social media, and I'd be more than happy to support you and answer your questions in any way I can. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead back to the chat and see what everybody voted on, and then we will get right into the healing. The 25-minute session will take us to about 10 after, so yeah, about 25 minutes from now. Thank you so much for being here. It is an honor and a pleasure to go ahead and share this energy with all of you. So let's see what we have in the chat. Let's see. What one? How can I guess? It's both. It's never both. Except that it's always both. It's always both. So let's go ahead and bring both crystals in. Let's see how we want to bring I think that looks great. Thank you everyone so much for this very unique grid. Deeply appreciate all of you being here today. If you liked a crystal, know that if you give me a couple days, you'll notice in the description, I type out the names of all the crystals used in the grid so that you can maybe find it locally a little bit easier if you know how to spell it. So without any further ado, let's dive into the healing. Get cozy, take that breath, get comfortable, move around all you need. I'm going to go ahead and bring the music up. I will see you all in 25 minutes. Enjoy your session, and thank you so much for the opportunity. invite you to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly move your fingers and toes. Stretch, move, and bend. And as you come back to the room, I want to express my gratitude for your being here today. If you have any questions or anything that you would like to share, go ahead and pop back into the chat and let me know, and I'll be here to help you through it. You're welcome, Nadia. Oh, you're welcome, Jennifer. I'm so glad it was lovely. Thank you for that. Yeah. I know I feel very buzzy, very, very like intuitive and ungrounded in a good way. You're so welcome, Susan. Good to see you. You're welcome, Grace. I hope you all have a beautiful weekend ahead. I'll be back Sunday night at 8 p.m. You're so welcome, Korakar. Yeah, ungrounded some too. Yeah. It's also just how I felt most of today. I think it's just something in the air, something in my chart. If you ever do feel ungrounded after a stream, sort of like floaty and like you can't focus, go ahead and, if you can, place your feet either in some Epsom salt water or even put your feet on a bag of Epsom salt. Another option is sea salt. You can also wash your hands up past the elbow in cold water, or even take a cool shower can help. Or hold any grounding stones, like hematite, for example. You can also sit on the ground if that's comfortable for you. And as you sit on the floor or the ground, go ahead and place your legs out straight in front of you and sit forward just slightly, and allow kind of your pelvis, the bottom of your pelvis, to contact the floor. And last suggestion would be legs up the wall as a yoga pose. You can look that up. It's called legs up the wall. Essentially, it doesn't look cool. You, at least not at first, you essentially scoot your butt all the way up to the wall and then kick your legs up. So you're sitting on the floor, you scoot your butt up to the wall and then kick your legs up, so you form like a letter L with your legs up the wall and your back against the floor. Sometimes using a yoga strap or a belt to hold your legs together ultimately makes that easier to hold them up. That can be really helpful to like reverse some of the flow. Yeah, I love legs up the wall too. If I have difficulty sleeping, or if I feel very ungrounded at the end of the day, I oftentimes will sort of sit with my legs up the wall, even in bed. Like I'll sort of switch around. My bed faces the wall. It's got the wall on one side, so I'll just do that in bed until I feel like, oh, okay, I feel like I can sleep now. It does release so much. Samantha, you're welcome. Blessings to you too. Hope to see you again soon. And yeah, so any other questions or anything to share? Okay. Have a beautiful weekend. I'm going to end the stream here. So grateful to have all of you here. Those who are new, hope to see you again. Those of you who return, thank you so much for being here and for being so consistent and helping. It helps support me and the channel to grow, while also supporting all of you to be your best selves. It's really a beautiful thing. It's to watch all of you continue on your paths and watch all of you set goals and meet them along the way. Thank you so much for all that you share. Good night, Susan. Oh, and you're very welcome, William, or very welcome, Vincent. But yeah, thank you all so very much. Have a beautiful rest of your weekend. I'll be active in the chat for just a few more moments after the stream ends. And see you Sunday or next week. Take care and bye for now.